All right, welcome on in, everybody. I feel like it's that time of the year, man. Going into week 4, where we're really starting to figure out these teams. Like we're starting to figure out who's who, who's real, who's starting to be more of a pretender. Brent, we talked a lot this offseason about a lot of quarterbacks. And listen, there's 3 top 25 matchups, which we're going to get into. We're going to do the winning, who won the weekend. We're going to do the college football playoff eliminator. But I think we start, man, like we spent a lot of the offseason, and we talked about Manning, and we talked about Klubnik, and we talked about Lagway, and we talked about Nico. Like, we hammered those guys. And we didn't talk about Aguilar as much. We didn't talk about Tommy Castellanos. I screw that name up every time. Castellanos.
Castellanos.
Castellanos. Screwed up every time. Carson Beck. Bo Perbula. And again, we've mentioned those guys. John Mateer, we talked about a ton just because of how big of a baller he was, and he was the number one get in the portal. But we do this every week with the numbers, man, and we want to take you through this because to me it's 2 things, man. It's numbers are awesome. I like numbers. I'm not hating on numbers, but I think the eyes are, to me as a football guy, are a little bit more important. But I think the eyes can tell you something, and the numbers can tell you a bigger part of the story, and accurately helps you work with both. And that's why, your work with PFF, and Brent, if you don't know, Brent Rollins has worked for PFF for 25 years, and he's actually statted these things, man. So when you hear all these numbers, he'll take these notes on weekends and stuff, which is really, really cool. So he knows football inside and out. But let's start with it, man. Let's get to how are we talking these guys we were talking about, man. There's a lot of difference opinion now.
Well, and just as a reminder for those that are watching, you can get 25% off a PFF Plus prescription if you'd like. There's a promo code GetBall25 that's in the link in this YouTube thing, all that. So I got to get that out of the way. But in terms of you talked about, let's start with the people who are playing well. So you mentioned Mateer.
I like that, Mr. Positivity today. I enjoy that.
Yeah. Hey, let's start with the positive stuff. So John Mateer, 90.3 passing grade under pressure right now.
Stupid.
Handles pressure as good, if not, the grade, yes, but just the way he handles pressure, which, by the way, is one of the things I think when we talk Oklahoma-Auburn, the matchup. Does that something that maybe at some point regresses a little bit, and he has some issues under pressure, but still he's been lights out early on.
Well,
so
I think there's 2 reasons why. One is because he's played a bunch of football. He's very experienced. This is not his first rodeo. He's used to pressure. He played at Washington State. He didn't have the best offensive line all the time. And 2, I think he also has the ability to evade pressure at a high level. So when you have both of those things, it makes things very, very, it makes you very successful under pressure. You can evade, and you're also used to it. This isn't your first rodeo. And that's why we thought Mateer was one of the best players in the country.
Joey Aguilar, Tennessee, who played really well, had 4 touchdowns, did have 2 picks, but a lot of yardage this past weekend against Georgia, and has definitely been the winner.
One of the picks wasn't his fault; his receiver slipped.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving that to him.
Nope.
But here's where we'll say, can we do this a little bit, because Brent, you brought up some awesome quotes, and you brought up some awesome stats about most turnover worthy plays, and talking about Joey
going
Aguilar
into the season.
Yes, and those weren't wrong, but and that's another thing that's really hard to predict, but systems make you better. Systems can strengthen can enhance your strengths and limit your weaknesses. And that's what Josh Heupel's offense does. And it's a lot like playing the triple option for people that are nerds. It's a lot like playing responsibility football, because you're spacing me out so much and you're using the whole field, and then you use fast. It limits the damage. None of his quarterbacks have ever been high turnover guys. They just don't do it. And now he's in a system where he's thriving. And one of those interceptions, absolutely not his fault when the receiver slips.
He's number 1 in the Power 4, by the way, in terms of accurate. So PFF charts ball placement data like a strike zone in baseball. He's number 1 in the Power 4 in terms of accurate throws right now.
That's pretty cool.
Next up, Tommy Castellanos, by the way, who only has 25 passing attempts in 2 games, because FSU is, I think, number 1 in terms of percentage of run right now through the 2 games that they have played. So we get to see more of him as as the weeks go along.
But if you put his rushing grade on there, I guarantee you it rivals anybody. Like you watch corners come off the edge and chase him, and they're like, "What happened? Like how did I let him out of the cage?" And we had Gus Malzahn on a couple weeks ago. Like Gus Malzahn and him together, the offensive line coach, Gus being an offensive coordinator now exclusively, having a guy he's familiar with, like the stars all aligning. And Tallahassee feels like 2 years ago, not last year where the stars like all shot out of the sky and fell and everything burned and
ceased to exist.
Good. Yes.
Carson Beck, one who we knew could play really well, but had a not as good season a season ago at Georgia, and a lot of pressure, a lot of issues there. But now at Miami, what did we talk about that we sort of thought, hey, going into the year, this is one of the things that's going to be good for him. He's going to be
keep
protected.
Him upright.
He is the least pressure quarterback in the Power Four right now, 14%.
And that's not all his offensive line. That dude understands coverage and gets the ball out too. So that's a combination. Like when you watch him, if you play zone coverage against Carson Beck, you're in for a long night, dude. Like he absolutely, he's so smart. He's so experienced. He's so talented. The ball comes out. He's got weapons that he can get it to. He's got a run game that also allows him to play good. So I think that that's obviously really good things for him. And we've seen the best version of Carson Beck, and we kind of expected that.
Yep. Bo Pribula, transfer from Penn State, and folks are kind of wondering, hey, maybe did we pick the wrong guy? But he is. So in terms of that ball placement data, accurate plus is like the perfect on the money bullseye type throw. He's number 2 in that, number 2 in overall accurate throws, and number 4 in clean pocket passing grade. He is playing very, very well from Missouri right now. He's
playing awesome, and he wasn't really even the starter week 1. So, the injury, the first play, it wasn't the first play of the game for Missouri. Obviously changed their,
Sam Horn got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it changed them pretty quickly. But Pribula probably, would have won the job. But we're talking about a guy that we knew was really athletic, that we knew could buy time, that we knew was the Wildcat guy, was big and strong. But you also had a lot of PFF data on him before the season about every time he was in there, he was very good.
He was good.
On target. His pass, I think his grade was like a 90, you said before the season. And we only saw him really like in duty that mattered was the second half of Wisconsin last year, I think was the game. But he's been fantastic. That run game looks fantastic. Missouri looks like they're going to be a pain in somebody's side.
A lot of first-time starters that are actually playing well. I think Ty Simpson's kind of getting into his groove a little bit at Alabama. Bryce Underwood at Michigan. Julian Sand at Ohio State is being very accurate with the football. But another one in terms of returning cat that is just, by the way, fantastic on social media. So I'm talking about the whole interaction with Theo Vaughn and his mom and all the things that he wanted in exchange for that. That was hilarious. That would be Diego Pavia, who is number 1 in terms of big time throw percentage from a clean pocket. So they don't throw it a ton, but when they do, he's getting big chunk plays, making big time throws consistently for them.
And we talked about it the other day. The weapons are better with Richardson, with Lassiter, like you've seen. But yeah, they're playing really, really good. Slapped South Carolina around, regardless of whether Sellers was in there or not. It was still a physical game. They turned South Carolina over a bunch, but Pavia's the most entertaining player to watch in college football. Like, I don't care what the numbers say. I'm just telling you, like that dude. There's no telling what he'll do. He'll pump fake twice on a play. He'll run somebody over. He'll option it, pitch it, run somebody over. Like he is absolutely fantastic, must-see television every single week.
Theodore in the chat says JKS. By the way, JKS is balling out very much so. That's Jaron. You want to try it?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
I bookmarked a tweet on how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, that doesn't matter unless you can use it.
I think it's Kewa Sagapulatele.
God bless you.
Is how you say that. But yes, the lefty freshman for Cal is very much.
Absolute
and by the way,
freak show.
Have you seen Cal's schedule?
No, but I know they're undefeated.
No Florida State, no Miami, no Clemson, no Georgia. Like they get every non-top ACC team on the
Can I tell you
remainder
that
of their
Justin
schedule.
Wilcox is a really good football coach and has been for a long time, but he's losing guys to the portal every single year. We'll talk about Mendoza, who's a baller too.
Yep.
Who's I mean, like he replaced a baller with a baller. So he just finds those guys that aren't always the most heralded, but they're football players. I don't know what he does, but he's magic at it.
Yep. All right. So we stayed positive first. Now let's all those names that we spent talking about through the offseason.
Okay. I'm positive. Now we're going to negative town. So who are we starting with? The
Not
Manning,
so good.
the generational talent that
actually
was, or did you want to go somewhere else?
Let's go with DJ Lagway because of the game that happened in the 5-pick game this weekend where their defense played outstanding and well enough to win that game, and they did not. What's amazing with him, though, from a numbers perspective, and you and I were kind of talking about this, but like he makes some of the best throws you can see, like the absolute just bullseye throws. He is number 3 in terms of the Power 4 in accuracy plus percentage, but he's also so like bullseye, perfect throw.
Okay.
So in terms of percentage of throws that are that, he's 3rd, but he's also up there high in the ranks in terms of uncatchable, inaccurate throws. So he is hitting sort of both extremes of insanely accurate and also craziness.
Okay, so if that's the case, if you are hot and cold, you can still live. Like you can still be a really good quarterback and you can still win a lot of games. But my biggest concern watching the tape back again with LSU yesterday, it had nothing to do with that. That came and went. Yep. I can live with inaccurate sometimes, Brent. The decision making is a problem. Like that to me is clean pocket. That to me is protected, not getting hit and still throwing picks. Like I think it was 4 of the 5 picks, man. Dude wasn't touched. It's not like he's getting hit. It's not like he's getting pressured. Like, and I see him on the sidelines and he looks lost. He looks deflated. He looks like, oh my gosh, like he's not having fun, right? And listen, nobody has fun when they're not playing well. But he definitely, to me, as much as anybody, he's still a sophomore, still really talented. But the decision making to me is a bigger deal. I can't handle the decision making as much as I can handle the inaccuracy.
Right, so let's look at the numbers to sort of see if we can back that data up. Okay. He has 7 turnover worthy plays from a clean pocket. That's the most of any quarterback in the Power 4.
Yeah, and that's that you can't have that from your guy. Like you have to be able to take advantage of a clean pocket because it's not always going to exist. I thought Florida's offensive line has played great. Now, listen, I would love more push in the run game, and I think they need that. They need more push in the run game. They got to get that going so it makes life easier. But your quarterback has to make plays when he's protected because that's basically 7-on-7. And even if the coverage is great, like I'm still making the right decision to go to the right ball, like to go to the right place, right? Yeah. And that's where if I'm a Florida fan, I'm like, crap, dude, like – in and accuracy in and out, but decision making really bad. Like we ain't turning this thing around if that's the case.
And you know what he looks like? He looks like a kid who's missed a lot of practice. I mean,
because he missed all spring.
He missed a lot of practice.
Bunch of camp. Yeah.
There's a great, like all these people that break down film out there a lot of times that are very team specific. There's a great dude, James DiVirgilio, that does it for I think it's the Gator Nation football podcast or something. Looked at a lot of how Lagway's footwork and all the sort of issues from the clean pocket that you would normally see. Hey, we need to be in these things to put us in a consistent place to be good. That he's not. And he also, like watching some of the tape that I watched, a little bit of it, he looks like a guy who's looking at the offense and not looking at the defense. Like, hey, I'm seeing if my offensive guys are open versus, hey, the defense telling me where I need to go to the ball. And trusting the offense. So,
and
that was one.
Throwing the ball. That's you're 100% right. No way to defend it.
We're not going to talk about that game tonight, but that's still only a 3-point spread. Florida at Miami. I think that's still going to be a really good game. All right, we'll go to Arch. In terms of numbers that stood out to me, I rewatched the Ohio State game, but a lot of that it's different because you're playing against Ohio State's defense. I haven't watched as much the last few weeks, but the thing that at least stood out to me for him from a number standpoint. Last year, his average time to throw, average time to how long he gets rid of the football, 2.74 seconds. Now, 3.25 seconds, which is the 5th longest in the Power 5. Just that the ball is the indecisiveness, the ball is coming out. Like when like Justin Fields was coming out, that was the thing. Like, hey, holds on the ball too long, holds on the ball too long. Well, he's doing it like fifth most in the power four right now.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about that. Again, tape context that I'll go with Arch when I watch Arch. Last year, it's like last year the weapons were better, and Matthew Golden was a first-round pick, and they were more explosive. They were more open. It was easier. This year, it's not as easy. Wingo, you thought would be the guy. Wisner and Baxter, but Wisner was out last week. Baxter toted it one time, and then he was out. So, like, there's a lot of Demo, like DeAndre Moore, like he's expected to kind of be that guy. I think he was out too. Like, there's just it's been a lot of mixed bag. But I will say this: the others have to make more plays. But he's got to trust it. He's got to see it. They got to get the running game going too. And that because they leaned on the running game. They were a running team a year ago, and everything else came off of that. And I know he winced when he throws the football, but he something is definitely not right with Arch, and it's been painful to watch it. This past week was painful to watch. Like, if he couldn't run, he was in trouble. But the running could still bail him out. But Sark's talking about it, man. Like, I need you to pass the ball first. Like, that needs to be priority 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll get to the legs as an extra piece.
Sean says maybe he needs some new prescription glasses.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
That check cash, brother. That check cash. Like, man, I couldn't see the field till I got these glasses. Like, I don't know about y'all, but
before, but after.
Hey, and now it needs to be like a receiver. I used to drop passes, but I got glasses. Like, right? Like, whatever it takes. These guys are making that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But him and his dad
figure it out.
Making some cheddar.
Figure it out. All right. Next one is Klubnik, Cade Klubnik at Clemson.
Oof.
And this is one to me, and we talked about this a little bit over the weekend in that game, just kind of the look of their offense and how I don't know how much it's evolved. But the thing that is always consistent with Clemson and their offense is when they're hitting the deep ball, their offense is completely different. And right
he was
now
one of the best in the country last year at that. Like, he was
93.5 pass grade.
Elite of elite at that last year. And everybody's back. O-line, receivers, like what happened was
it's he's right now 30%, 9.1 yards per attempt, and only has 2 TDs on deep shots. They've only actually taken 10, so he's 3 of 10. One drop, I think it was one drop maybe. But like, if that's not cooking for their offense, it's a completely different animal for them and the efficiency and what they can do and their ability to score points.
Can I give you 0 reasons why?
I mean, does his name start with Antonio and end with Williams?
Yeah, number 0. Antonio Williams not being there. I don't know
Big
if it
deal.
rattled this off. Listen, I've seen some really good from Cade Klubnik. Like, I've seen more high-end good from Klubnik than these other guys that we're mentioning. Like, Lagway included, Arch included, whoever we get to next. Like, I've seen some elite from Klubnik. He still has his wheels. He still throws the ball down the field. He'll get his feet set and quick trigger and make some nice plays. But he still isn't he's not and he doesn't play in an offense that does this either. He's not a see it guy. He's not a throw it before it breaks. The deep ball is, I'm assessing coverage. I'm throwing the deep ball. My guy's got to win. Wesco's got to win instead of drop balls. But, that was Antonio Williams' strength a year ago. He made a bunch of those plays, and when he gets them back, maybe it changes a little bit.
Lenore Sellers, nothing looks right now for him. Nico, deep ball struggling. He's on one of the worst teams, unfortunately, in the Power 4, if not like the FBS.
I wonder if Nico redshirts and calls it quits and puts himself in the portal again.
Because, by the way, what happened over the weekend? I guess that's kind of newsy, right? They don't have their coach, theirs and Virginia Tech's coach, are no longer employed. They're looking for another one.
I mean, I know he could go pro, but like, what if we that's I don't know.
Yeah, that's not happening. And then last one that was actually kind of interesting, and I think was it Ross that brought it up earlier in the chat. Nussmeier and Brian Kelly I heard him talk a little bit today about he's been dealing with some sort of torso injury, and they think he's getting back to where he was, and that I think that somewhat helps explain that he has an average depth of target of 6.7 yards, which is 5th lowest in the Power 4. So maybe there's something where it's just like, hey, we're going to protect him early and just get the ball out quick and live in the short world, that kind of thing. And maybe that sort of develops over time.
Yeah, it's been strange to watch their offense. Like, listen, the protection hasn't been great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's been weird to watch him. He still makes the decision a game that you go, like, you scratch your head and you're like, please don't do that. A la roll to your right and throw the ball back over the middle. And Greg McElroy about lost his ever-loving mind on the broadcast, which was fantastic. McDonough started it, and then McElroy was like, you can't do that. And I'm like, I love when people, like, call it like it is. But LSU fans, like, you're like, hey, we got time to get it together. Like, get the bye week, because we're going to win with defense all year long. Like, that defense is so good, the best defense they've had in 10 years. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen this kind of dominance, and that's going to carry them to a lot of dubs. Nussmeier needs to get right. He needs to figure out the rhythm and timing, and they've got to make more big plays. And Green, when he comes back, is a big play guy, no doubt. Like, he's going to make those plays and draw those penalties, like however you choose to play him. But they do got to get the running game going, and they got to get the rhythm of that offense going too. Because last year he made some throws that you were like, have it, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
And then he made it on the other end too that made you go, okay, stop doing that, please. So I think they're also trying to find that balance. Like, great defense, elite defense. Don't shoot us in the foot, bro. Right? Like LSU.
Strength.
I'm LSU. I'm a defensive team now. Like, the running game is not uber productive. The quick game is. Nussmeier, I know you carried us, and it was shootouts. Jaden Daniels a couple years ago, shootouts. Like, now it is awesome. If you're an LSU fan, like, I can win with defense. Like, it's a heck of an idea. Miles days. It's freaking awesome. Like, it's really fun to be able to control the game and make sure you stay in all of them with great defense, and they got that in Baton Rouge.
Yes. Last thing that's gone missing, and this is one of those sort of tape observations, and then you go look at the data to see how that backs up, and that's Georgia's pass rush. I kind of ruffled some feathers a little bit today. I was just looking. I was curious because I know Damon Wilson has actually played well for Missouri.
He's such a jerk,
and he's got
Brent.
9 quarterback pressures, including 3 sacks and 42 pass rep snaps, while Georgia's other edge guys have 0 sacks and 10 pressures and 173. And their overall team pass rush grade 65th out of 68. Win percentage.
Well, you got to tell people who Harris is. You got to remind them that he left in this offseason.
Damon Wilson,
transfer portal, or Wilson. Sorry.
Yeah, Damon Wilson went in the portal, went to Missouri,
got paid. Good for him.
And has got 3 sacks already, and is doing work from Missouri. And
we went to one of those things where 2 years ago, Brent, we talked about him. We looked at him and we were like, he got a little twitch to him. Like, he's got some playmaking ability, and at Missouri he's unleashed and allowed to do more of that as well.
Well, and it's one of those where, like, Georgia fans know that, hey, we play a certain way defensively, and these other teams, we're not going to just get after the passer like crazy. We're going to dial it up more maybe when the bigger games comes, but they couldn't really dial up much of anything against Tennessee, pressure wise. By the way, they had 12. He had 12 straight dropbacks. Joey Aguilar, they had one win in those 12, like one individual win as a
Christian
pass rush
Miller?
rep. Namdi, number 95, right on the center.
Yeah.
Miller's, I think, were on some play action stuff, but
yeah,
it's one of those things where you watch it and you're like, it's not necessarily an issue, and I think they can generate pressure with the blitzes and the things that they can do with their linebackers. But when you got an Alabama coming to town in 2 weeks, it's maybe something, and your secondaries didn't play very well against Tennessee. It's something that maybe
here's what I'll
is
say
an issue
in
in 2 weeks.
Here's where I'll say I disagree with you. It's an issue because even when they brought pressure, they didn't get home. That's the biggest problem. Like, Georgia, for a lot of years, simulated pressers were so good and so awesome and got guys free. They didn't do that against Tennessee, bro. Like, Tennessee picked it up, and Tennessee made them pay. And Tennessee's like, hold on, where's 7? Okay, there's 7. Boom. Hey, where's 1? Boom, take shots. Like, again, if you want to play me like that, I'm going to continue to take shots down the field. And when I do hit, I make you pay big. So it'll be interesting to watch Georgia's pass rush. It was their offense the week before that, and now it's their pass rush that we're worried about. So, and they just win.
And they just win.
Find a way to
just
get
win,
it done.
survive, and do their thing. And they get to test their home streak in a couple weeks.
Do you want a cool stat, or not a cool stat? Like, sorry guys, sorry Tennessee fans. Heupel in Tennessee's stadium, Neyland Stadium. Do you know what his record is, Brent?
Did I see this maybe? Is it something like 25-3?
He's 23-0 against everyone except Kirby. He's 0-3.
0-3, yeah.
Yeah, at Neyland. So he's 23-3 at home with all 3 losses to Georgia. But again, I left exceptionally impressed with Tennessee with 2 starting corners out, down linemen. Like they're going to continue to do well. And Aguilar has been a great fit and an upgrade that you did not think was going to be an upgrade.
No, he's been really, really good for them, and I think still and will be because of the evolution of Heupel's offense and what he's done this year to kind of match what he has with Aguilar. I think. But we got some big games this weekend, by the way. This is one of those where it's not maybe not necessarily humongous brand names. I think there are some that are especially the 3:30 game, but there's 3 straight nice in each window: noon, 3:30, and late game top 25 matchups that are big time. And the first we get to look at is Texas Tech going to our Something's Brewing team from last week, the Utah Utes.
Man, I think this is 2 different styles to me. Now, Texas Tech made a lot of investments this offseason to beat teams like Utah. Like that's where they spent most of their cheddar. Like they wanted to make sure that they got better on the defensive line because they got destroyed up front last year. And when I look at their squad, can they match the physicality of Utah? Because Utah is going to do it in a multitude of ways, a multitude of ball carriers. Dampier is the guy that's going to make it all go. And it's going to rise and fall with him, but they're going to stretch you sideline to sideline with the different motions and different carries, all the different things that they do. It's a fun offense to watch. Dampier's extremely smart with the football, not turning it over, runs it like a tailback against a Texas Tech run defense that's completely engineered for this. But what do we know about Texas Tech? That's my I mean, realistically, so is Utah though. But Utah struggled, last week versus a better Wyoming team. But that's the hard part. The hard part is you still don't really know. But what do you know about Texas Tech? Like, what do you feel confident about? Because I feel very confident about one thing.
The new D-line is a dominating force early on. Like, I don't know. You got to see it against the better competition.
100%.
But in terms of when you want your new guys to dominate the competition that you play, they have utterly dominated the new 4 guys. So Romello Height came from Tech. By the way, 93.8 overall PFF grade. Gil Howard, who did you see his pick 6? I think or whatever fumble recovery or scoop and score that he got. Looked like he was moving for a 300-pounder.
That's not that's a thick 6.
Yes,
that's what that's called. When you're thick and you get the rock and you get it to the house, Brent. You got to give that man his due. It's called a thick 6.
Yeah, 2 C's. But he's Northern Illinois transfer, 91.7 overall grade. Bailey, the edge, David Bailey, the edge guy from Stanford, 89.1 overall grade. And then Lee Hunter from UCF, 83.3. So they have their brand new D-line has been completely dominant, which, by the way, when you play 3 scrimmages, you should dominate.
Yeah.
But they are number 1 in overall team PFF grade, run defense grade, and pass rush grade in terms of execution so far. So they are playing well.
And that's awesome. But we are really going to find out because they're going to get their jaw checked this week. Like
yes.
they're going to get the big boy pads. Like they're going to get it ran right at them. It's gonna be fun to watch that matchup. Like Texas Tech gave themselves a great chance because of their investment. Like bottom line, they gave themselves a great chance to be competitive. And Morton is the thing that I know about Texas Tech. Like. I don't think Brent, when I watch him at the QB spot, and he missed a lot of time too, in the spring, and he was banged up. But when I look at him, it ain't the size, it ain't the arm talent that sticks out. It's the feel, man. Like he's got a great feel for the game of football. He feels it. He senses it. He's not an overly athletic guy. Like that's not his. It's just not his thing. But when you talk about a guy that can feel it, feel guys coming open, throw it, anticipate, like take care of the football. I mean, take big shots down the field and be aggressive when you need to be aggressive. Like He's good, man. And this will test this Utah secondary that has not been tested with some speed on the outside. Like this is going to be a fun contrast of styles to me.
Fantastic game. And you talk about when you play teams that you should dominate. Let's get a bunch of people to football. And they've got 3 guys with at least 30 rushing attempts. They've got 5 guys with at least double-digit targets. They have been spreading the wealth and just saying, hey, all right, we're going to use the depth, because we had looked at the Joyner kid and he got hurt, the running back transfer from USC. Like, how are you going to replace that? Well, it's kind of like the Moneyball movie. In the aggregate, we're replacing him in the aggregate, and they have done that well so far. But
spread it around on offense too. I mean, they had 4 guys to catch a touchdown pass last week and 3 guys go over 100 yards. Like that's spreading it out with a good quarterback that knows how to make the right reads. And so I think that I don't think this is going to – it's going to be interesting, because what Utah wants and what Texas Tech wants are 2 different things. 2 different things big time.
John Henry Daly, we talked about him with Utah, number 90 on their defense. Number 1 in the country in sacks now. 6th best pressure rate in the Power 4, 91.3 overall grade. He is dominating. He's had at least, I think, 4 pressures and a sack in every game.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to, too. He's going to have to come up big, and because I don't think that Utah is going to match up with their speed, in the secondary with Texas Tech speed. Like, I just don't think you want to live on an island. But here's one thing I will promise you about watching Morgan Stanley all these years. You want to know what happens, Brent, in a clutch moment? I can tell you right now, 100%. Caleb Williams in a Pac-12 championship game. Caleb Williams in the regular season. Anytime it's big time, Scally going to dial up 0. He going to go for your throat, going to bring pressure and make you execute. And they do such a good job with leverage, and they're smart, and they're very, very, very well coached. So that, like, which style can really present the other ones the problems? Because the bully ball
game, by the way,
and the spread it out. Yeah, baby.
Noon Eastern. So it's what, 10 o'clock their time? Like,
yeah,
that's
2 hours.
That's a fascinating game time for anyway. All right, lean. Who do you what's your early lean there?
I'm going to lean Utah. I'm going to lean Utah, but just because I think I trust them a little bit more, and I've seen a little bit more. Obviously Texas Tech's been dominant, but I just think it's a lean. It's a feel thing. They're at home, which is always it's just a great advantage to be at home. So it's not because of, I think it's slanted one way or another, but I like Dampier. I think he's going to be hard to stop. This might be a 20 carry game for him. Like, it just might have to be that and own the clock and keep them off the field and get a few stops. And so I lean Utah in the physicality.
I'm leaning money. I'm going.
He said, I'm leaning cheddar.
Appreciate you, Chad. Chad says go Bucks in the chat. I
have one thing to say. Go Bucks! OH!
So I have a question for you as a defensive guy. Do you like the RPOs / run pass option game? Do you enjoy that as a part of football?
No.
Because you've got the next matchup, Auburn at Oklahoma, 1-4 in the Power 4 in terms of running RPOs. It's going to be all game long, both sides. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy watching it.
Yeah, it sucks, because the reason that sucks is because it puts you in a position where you can't play aggressive football. Like, you have to play passive. But let me just get to Auburn. I want all of Auburn. Like, I want
Rooks is dialed in.
Adam Rooks is in the chat. He's talking it up. I know he's jacked up about his team. I want all of Auburn, and here's why. Here's why Auburn fans should be jacked the freak up. 0 turnovers. 0. Haven't turned the football over. They got a guy at quarterback that's a dog now. Like, he's a dog. Like, you can say what you want about his limitations. The mother freaker will run through your face mask. He wants to hit you right in the mouth. He'll lower his shoulder. If it's South Alabama, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, the last person that rushed for a higher total than him at the QB spot for Auburn is Nick Marshall. Last guy in a debut for Auburn. Let me just throw these names out here because I want you Auburn fans to get jacked up. Last guy to debut with 100 throwing and 100 rushing, Cam Newton. So we're mentioning Jackson Arnold, with some names that got some things going. So I want to have the excitement for Auburn. You should have the excitement taking care of the football. Those guys remind you of the good old days, that we're elite. We're not mediocre. You know, this is the first time Auburn is in the top 25 since 2021, Brent. 2021.
I mean, it does make sense.
Do you understand?
I hadn't thought about that.
Do you know who the quarterback was in 2021?
Oh my gosh. I have no Bo
Bo
Nix.
Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix. Yeah,
You see him on Sundays. Everybody hated him at Auburn. He wasn't that good at Auburn. He struggled at Auburn. Like, still made some crazy plays. But I just think that Auburn fans, man, let it rip, man. Buy in, get excited. I think this is going to be a great game. You're right about the two different styles, but I don't think Jackson Arnold is elite at passing the football. But man, you want to play aggressive, Venables? You want to come up and cramp me? You want to get in my style? I break one tackle and bad things happen, right? Like, So I'm just excited, and I think Auburn fans should be as well. We've covered Oklahoma a lot on the show, so I just wanted to give Auburn some love, man.
What's amazing is you think, okay, hey, you got a new quarterback. He's going into a hostile environment. He's kind of played there already.
Yeah.
He's going to his old environment, not just any. So, but I will throw a little bit of wet blanket on your Auburn love.
That's what you do.
Because Jackson Arnold, when he's been pressured, has not been good at all. Oklahoma has the 4th highest pressure rate in the Power 4. Jackson Arnold, when he's been blitzed, not good at all, not great. Yeah. Oklahoma blitzes 12th most in the Power 4. They limit explosives among the best in the Power 4.
I don't disagree. And I'm not telling you I'm picking Auburn, but I'm just saying, like, there are things to like about Auburn now. Like, I mean, I would also say that Auburn, they gave up 400+ yards passing to Baylor. That's not good enough. Yep. But can they pound the rock? Like, this would be my slogan for Adam Rooks and company for Auburn the rest of the season. My slogan is pound the rock and take the shot. Like, that's what they need to do. Like, don't ask him to read all these different things. And you saw week 1 against Baylor. He didn't read a lot. Boom, boom, bam, I'm gone. Like, this is a game where he's going to have a lot of carries. Yes, Jeremy Ledbetter, I trust Mateer over Arnold. He's a better player. It's a significant upgrade. But Auburn also got a significant upgrade at quarterback. And that gives them, with Hugh Freeze and with the weapons, a chance. Like, don't forget about Coleman, that big sucker out wide. Don't forget about Singleton in the slot that can run those jet sweeps. And if you want to crowd the box and you want to be aggressive, he breaks a tackle. He can make it happen. So, like, I think this is going to be a very entertaining game.
Well, like last year, Auburn did it almost like it was 460 maybe yards of offense in this game last year. Now, obviously, Oklahoma's a completely different team this year, but it's not like they haven't had some level of success. And the thing I mentioned earlier to come back to now, because I said I was going to, Mateer has one of the highest passing grades under pressure in the Power 4. Do you get some level of regression where he makes some mistakes when pressured? Because I think Auburn is going to get pressure against him. So
but you're talking about the best player in college football.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Mateer.
So I take it in terms of picks, you would be leaning Boomer Sooner right now.
I mean, Boomer Sooner at home with Mateer. Yeah, I mean, they've given up 1 touchdown on defense so far. Like, I think Auburn can make it a game because of why I said, and Jackson Arnold has a chance to do that. Like, they have a better chance than they would have. Like, last year, it had been a knife to a gunfight with these two. Like, because of the explosiveness of Oklahoma now on offense, you've got to be able to match it or find a way to mask it. And now, I think obviously they can.
I don't have a true lean, but I would stay with, in this case, I'm just going to stick with the home team kind of thing. I think I wouldn't, this is one of those road environments, especially for him, being too amped up and trying to do too much might be a thing when you're trying to beat your former team.
Yeah,
that could be.
Yeah, but that's not. It's not going to be for him because he's going to be running and he's just going to put people
that
in his hood. Yes, that helps with that. Chad Conley again. Yeah, you think he's better than Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith? If I'm picking a team and I'm starting a draft right now and I want one player in college football, his name is John. His last name is Mateer.
All right.
End of conversation.
There you The nightcap, a very important game.
This one's going to be awesome.
One team has played 3 scrimmages. Did you see who their last scrimmage was against, by the way? That would be the Indiana Hoosiers, home team here.
I watched
hosting Illinois.
Yeah.
You watched them play the love. What is Larry Bird's alma mater? Are they like the
Illinois State? Or
yeah,
Indiana
but
State?
what's the mascot? I can't remember the mascot.
I don't know.
It's something with like
that.
Anyway, whatever they are. That's who Indiana played last week was Indiana State. So this game, a game of just fun matchups.
Yes.
Individual matchups. So offensive tackle J.C. Davis against Mikhail Kamara for Indiana, Illinois' offensive tackle. You got Illinois' corner that's really good, Xavier Scott, against Surratt and Omar Cooper, who just had 2 hundo and 4 touchdowns against the Indiana State Sycamores. I thought that's what it was. Thank you, Matthew.
Appreciate that, Matthew.
D'Angelo Pons versus the Beatty kid for Illinois. Like that's many great matchups.
You just literally hit all the appetizers, but it's Mendoza and Altmaier. Like that's what the matchup is. Like it's the 2 quarterbacks, and I find this very interesting. So I'll stat you, Mr. Nerd Man. 3 quarterbacks in the Big Ten with the best touchdown to interception ratios. Name them, sir.
I would say it's probably the 2 of them in this game, and plus Drew Aller maybe, or Dante Moore would probably Dante Moore.
Dylan Raiola, nice try.
No. Okay.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns, Mendoza 9-0 interception ratio, Altmaier 8-0, Raiola 8-0. So both these teams these teams are very similar to me. Like there's not very many differences, but like Illinois first top 10 ranking since 2001. So this is rare air, like where they're at right now. And Bielema's built a program that people are respecting, and they just you saw it against Duke. The thing I appreciate the most about Illinois, they're not going to beat themselves, man. They're just not going to do it.
Can I give you a number for that?
Yeah, like
one of 4 Power 4 teams without a turnover.
Yeah, number 1 turnover margin in the country. Plus 6, right? Like have gotten 6 and haven't had any turnovers. So, and both quarterbacks have taken care of the rock. But the Illinois offense, Cool Hand Luke, we know what Luke Altmaier does in the clutch. We know how he's handled those situations. He comes up big. He comes up big in the red. He comes up big. I mean, he does a really, really good job of managing a football game, getting him in and out of the right plays. They don't waste plays. Can they run the football good? Can they protect him? Even when they don't protect him, like the Duke game, he'll scramble around and buy time, make plays. Like this is really, really good, man. Like he's a really good football player. Illinois is a really good football team. But if you take me to the other side, I got a lot of really good things to say too. So I just, I'm not short on stuff on how I feel about Indiana with their squad. I just don't want to take every single thing that's on the table here, Brent. I want to leave something for you.
I'm going to be going with the road team in this game.
Really? Because you picked Illinois to make the playoff.
I mean, that is very true.
Yes, you did.
But actually, I think they are going to be better and play better. And also they've had to go on the road and be tested a little bit, whereas Sig and his SEC schedule has not tested him, unfortunately.
I like the shot at Sig. I love the shot at Sig. Yeah, I'll save a lot of the Indiana stuff for another time because we just covered all the Illinois stuff. But Indiana, Mendoza is a stud. They got a really good quarterback on that side. We talked about him in the transfer portal, man. We both absolutely loved him. He was not Mateer, but he was close to being the next guys on the list of guys that were really, 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 really good that could come and impact. And he went to a great spot. Like Surratt coming back, and now you see Brady and Cooper Jr. Like they've got weapons on the outside that they can really take advantage of. So it's going to be a dogfight. Indiana at home, so that's a big deal.
Night game. Random fact that I did not realize until today when I was messing around looking at this stuff. Mendoza's younger brother, is on the team.
What position? I thought that's why he went there.
I mean, I didn't realize that. It was one of those things you see one time and then you forget. But yeah, his younger brother is a sophomore quarterback at Indiana as well. His younger brother's 6'2" and he's 6'5". So,
well. At least he's taller
good thing older brother there.
Taller than the younger brother.
All right, so last two things of the weekend, consistency on Monday here. We are eliminating teams from the college football playoff that we think are eliminated. Not necessarily mathematically eliminated, but eliminated. Who you got?
Emaw. Every man a Wildcat. There's not much to say about them. Vautech, I got them last week. CH, you got to catch up, man. Like we already got rid of them. By
the way, I think Wes didn't Wes get rid of Bama after week 1?
Yes, he did. He took a big steamer on Bama and buried them and put them under the ground. Like we'll get back to Wes. He's not. That's really dirty that you did that, and he's not here to defend himself. That's a low blow. I don't like that you did that, Rollins. I'm not a fan of that.
My bad.
But Kansas State, I've seen enough. Like it's a struggle bus. Their bus got stuck in Ireland. The Little Apple is very little this year. It's not looking good. Ooh, Rooks in the chat. What do you think about that?
We talked about that earlier. Is Notre Dame eliminated? It depends on USC. Like they got to beat USC, and USC's got to be good. And they got to run. I think they got to run the table and run the table, like dominate teams the rest of the way, kind of thing.
Running.
If they slip up in any way, or if it's close with all that stuff, I don't think so.
Notre Dame, first 0-2 start in 37 years, and guess what? They are still ranked in the polls, and that's like I don't know how you feel about that. Here's the only thing I'll say: like if you're going to crap all over Notre Dame, because a lot of people like to do that regardless. They lost because they dropped an extra point and missed it. And obviously, gave up the game late, and then they lost by 3 to Miami. If you lost to 2 top 10 teams, which they have, if a lot of teams played top 10 teams, they would have lost. So, I don't like when people do this. Like, okay, you haven't beaten anybody. You got 2 losses. Like, you're out of here. Run the rest of the table. Arkansas showed they can score some points. You got Boise. You got USC. Look good. Start clicking offensively. Get the defensive secondary and the pass rush shored up a little bit throughout the season. I ain't burying Notre Dame, man. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, they can still fight their way back in. They've lost to 2 top 10 teams by a total of 4 points. Like, I get it. But let's not just pour gas on this fire and act like they suck. And it's like they're SAS, like that they talked about before the Stills. It still ain't right. Like they said that, not us. But I'm just not ready to go there, man. That context does matter in that to me.
I wouldn't rank them, by the way.
I'm fine with them not being ranked, but I'm also not fine with people crapping all over them and say they're a terrible team just because they're 0-2.
Last week I eliminated Florida. I feel pretty good about that.
Oh yeah.
So they got another L. And this week, I think the Clemson Tigers are done.
Oof.
I think they are. I don't see.
You're all out?
I'm hashtag all out.
Unfortunately.
With the schedule that they still have, yes, they can win and somehow be in the ACC championship, but it's going to take a lot. And I think Miami is going to be quite okay throughout the rest of their way, or FSU, one of those 2 teams. Like Clemson's got to hope for some things now, and also Georgia Tech. I feel really good about my Georgia Tech pick into the ACC championship game. But yeah, I would take Clemson.
I think what you say is like you just go, okay, if Antonio Williams comes back and the offense starts to be what it used to be, like maybe they got a chance. But
then I could think about it.
Yeah.
Until then, no. All right, who won the weekend?
Who did I put? I don't remember.
I think you actually had the team that I just mentioned, if I remember right.
I don't know how you wouldn't.
The Texters.
I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't
put
ATL.
Georgia
Tech, right up there. A&M probably feels pretty good about their daggum weekend. But Georgia Tech they just keep doing what they do. And now Brent Key in big games, like it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that they're 7-1 or they've won. Yeah, they're 7-1 in versus ranked opponents in ACC. Like it's incredible how they continue to do it. Like, it's just fun to watch. It's a physical brand. Brent Key is a stud of a coach. Like everything about Georgia Tech, you have to be saying this is going in the great direction.
Wes's eliminator pick, by the way, I did forget that his was Colorado. He's done with them. I think that's a very solid pick. And his shout out in terms of who won the weekend for him was Akron, because they actually didn't get shut out for the first time this season. They lost, but they didn't get shut out. So that was who won the weekend for Wes.
That's such a sarcastic butthole move right there. They didn't get shut out. They still lost. Wes, you're not here to defend yourself, but just saying, bro.
Quarterbacks from the state of Georgia, I think, won the weekend. Both Haynes King and Gunnar Stockton, especially with the doubts that Gunnar Stockton had going into that game. And hey, can you not throw the ball 10 yards down the field? And he went and did a lot of that.
Goes
and did
ham
a lot of
on
it
him.
quite well.
Goes ham on him while getting hammered. Yeah.
But there's also one big winner too, because we didn't talk about them earlier at all. That would be that beautiful helmet.
West by God.
Rich Rod, the Mountaineers. They could struggle in the Big 12 and people will still remember that they beat Pitt this year.
That's what they say. They say
winning.
Beat the hell out of Pitt. That's what they say. That's what they
Actually,
say.
Eat Pitt.
Each Pitt. Yeah, it's Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Each Pitt. It's fantastic. I'm here for the pettiness, but how about last year they were up 10 in late and they lost, and this year down 24-14 in the fourth quarter, all of a sudden they coming back. They played 3 quarterbacks and technically one guy got benched and then came back in. So that was their boy Marquille. Yeah, but they still ran the ball pretty well. And Pitt absolutely did the Duke from a couple weeks ago. Just 14 penalties, some really stupid penalties. Punted on 4th and 3 in the fourth quarter, up 10 when you're across the 50. Come on, we got to learn our lesson, boys. We can't be doing that. You probably felt good about where you were at, but yes, I'm good with West by God, Virginia getting a little bit of love.
Yes, and Jeremy, I do agree that Haynes King, East Texas boy, he is a Texas kid, but
Put
he
some
plays
respect
in the
on that name. That dude is fan-freaking-tastic.
Rocky.
All right,
Rocky.
We'll be back soon with some Podium Kings. We got Jesse Palmer coming this week.
That's right.
So we'll have a bunch of big weeks. We'll get some picks from Jesse too, not the game he's calling, and continue to just talk about college.
Who's he got this week?
4. I don't know.
Do you know who he's
man.
got? Yeah,
We'll talk to him about that, bro.
Yeah, we'll ask him about it. Right?
I will ask him. Don't ask me, Ninja. What are you talking about? All right, dudes. Appreciate y'all. See ya.